What is a meaningful life? We don't have to answer this question very deeply or philosophically because we are much aware that a lot of people have answers or had answers. And I would rather choose to look at things from natural perspective. Like the clarity can only be found in this moment. It's not that we have to get too intellectual or philosophical or read books to find the answer. The answer is very natural and simple, but it can be deep because our mind is functioning on a superficial level. So that's why so many people don't even care what is a meaningful life. They don't care about anything, they just live whatever things are. And they believe that they do not have any control. And to some extent, it is true that we cannot control everything. But then we can create a life that we truly want for ourselves. And people who say that we do not have a free will, I don't think we can answer the question of if we have a free will or not. There is no answer for any question. We have to become the answers of the questions. That's where the real answers are. So, meaningful life is something that you create consciously, without effort, without validation, without comparison. You create a life where you give priority to your peace and happiness. And that's what it means, a meaningful life, where it is not influenced by society structure or programming. Now, society consciousness is a printer machine. When we ask what is the meaning of life or what is a meaningful life, we try to see what is out there always. But usually and mostly, answers are found within. It's like we have the awareness that we have complete power minus ego. Because when people, the problem is, even myself, it happened to me. When I found that I'm completely free, there is no one in me in the sense of spirituality and philosophical thing. It is, I found that there is no me and I'm free completely to create life that I want to and live how I want to. But then something took place there. Spiritual ego took place there, and it somehow started to destroy my life. Like the sense of showing that you are superior than people somehow damaged me from inside. And that's why that if we become so powerful, it can be very dangerous to ourselves. That's why so many people don't even understand that how much powerful they are. And one, they cannot understand And second, even if they do, their ego will manipulate them into thinking that they are really powerful. Now, my whole point to you is that we create a life out of this mind, and when there is a separation that we are not the mind, then we use this mind as a tool to create a life that is meaningful, not to create an emotional life or a life out of reaction. Like in the past, I had very bad experiences with people. So I thought I will change myself and I will become so rude and I will just isolate myself. I will not meet people. So I was very young, of course, 3 years from now. Not very young, but understanding was not there much. I was quite very emotional. So when I saw this separation that I am not my mind, but I do not have any other way to feel myself. So I found this profound feeling that I can just slow down everything and imaginations, fears, anxieties, they are just part of the mind. And when I saw my absence, I saw that they no longer affect me. And of course, we can get distracted, the mind can come, the ego is there, but then at the same time, awareness is too there. So, my whole point is if we truly want, we can create a life being conscious, and we can create a life that is meaningful, that is better. And according to you, you don't have to read books to find anything out there. You will not find anything. The answer gonna be very natural to you. I'm telling you this. Very simple and natural answer. For some people it's writing, for some people it is just listening to the truth, reading books, whatever it can be. And whatever thing that you find meaningful is meaningful to you, not for people. So never let society influence your meaning. Have your own meaning and standard and boundary where you no longer care about people. The problem is people care too much about people, and that's how society is built. Society consciousness is a printer machine. We try to copy each other's life. We never really live in our own way. And meaningful life comes from you, not from outside. It's all you. But it requires time, patience. You don't really have to know the answer very fast. You don't have to rush the answer. And the answer can even change with time. And that's the thing that the conclusion is it is never about what is a meaningful life. It is about yourself, how you live each and every day, and what you do. Because if we look at it from time perspective or concept that this is my purpose, but then you don't know what is going to happen in 20 years. So thinking that long and attaching yourself to something so deeply can be very stressful. So you don't have to take the stress like the meaning can be very bigger or very uh, deep. No, mostly it is about you. And when you give importance to yourself, not the ego, means not letting the misery and sufferings of life to affect you. They can affect you, but not to lose your sanity and yourself in this life as you live. That is important. So, what is the real answer now? I think I answered already. You don't have to rush. And if you find something meaningful in this life, then maybe that thing is meaningful to you. But don't be too attached to it. Like it's mostly about you, you know. And when we give importance to something that the mind is giving, then it can lose interest. And when the interest is lost, then we are lost. That's why people say I'm lost. No, you have just forgotten that you can choose and create anything. The problem is you have become the mind and you are thinking. And it can take time to separate yourself. Not everybody can get into this conclusion that I am separate from my mind. Because the moment anybody who does that, who does realize that they are separate, that's where the intelligence comes actually. The natural intelligence that will just use the mind, and mind is just a puppet. So that's the thing, is it's all about you, what you create, and being present is more important. And that's the thing. Thank you for watching.